Welcome back, guys. Today's lesson is on kumite, specifically competitive kumite. We're going to be talking about offense and defense. So I'm talking about follows and counters. So if you know what I'm talking about, great. And if you don't, keep watching the video and follow along. So we want to make sure that we keep our kumite skills strong. And if you have a bag at home, this is going to work out really well. But if you don't necessarily need the bag, all right? But what we want to do is we want to get back into our nice bounce and rhythm here. So we want to be able to get our breathing right, have our nice bounce and rhythm, and feel good about our movement. And we don't want those skills to rust. So we want to make sure that we're actively practicing these skills. So we want to get into a nice strong fighting stance with the hands up, and we want to be able to execute our skills with the appropriate distancing. Once again, doing these drills, the distance is very important. So we can start off with a simple front hand back knuckle from here. So we want to make sure that it's nice and strong, nice and fast. All right, it's on target, that it's focused, okay? So that kind of can get us going here a little bit. All right, we want to build back that rhythm. And we want to also add that follow-up. We don't just want to use one singular movement. So let's take a look at this one. All right, we want to get several repetitions and feel really good, feel really comfortable being in our fighting stance. We want to be able to move around the bag, set things up, be mobile. So we want to be able to deliver nice, strong, solid techniques, okay? So we know that karate is inherently defensive, but when we're talking about such concepts as offense and defense, we want to make sure that when we're on offense, that we don't ever miss a follow-up opportunity. So here's an example. We're here in our fighting stance. Maybe we offset our opponent with a fake. We know that it's safe to go in. We can go for a front leg roundhouse kick to either the body or the head level. So we do that, and then we follow. We don't want to make a common mistake that I see from many students, which they'll go ahead and they'll initiate the first technique, and then that's it. So you want to make sure that you don't make that mistake and that you always follow up your technique when you're on offense. Don't just do a singular technique. You want to be a combination-based fighter. So let's take a look at this again. Front leg round. Just like that. And you can get several repetitions in. So you want to make sure that it's fast, it's strong, that the form is outstanding, that you're comfortable with a nice, clean, consistent delivery. Okay? Now let's talk about defense a little bit. When our opponent pushes us back, we don't just want to take multiple steps back. One step's going to become two, becomes three. We're giving our opponent an advantage. We don't ever want to do that because it puts us at a disadvantage. So one of the tactics that we can use is when an opponent's coming in, we can simply cut to their backside. All right? So their nose would be their front side, and their behind would be their backside. So from here, I see that my opponent's taking off. I'm going to step off the line here, and then I can hit the counterattack. So I'm actively blocking, I'm avoiding getting hit, and I'm in position to hit the counter or counterattack. Let's go ahead and try it again. I imagine that my opponent is coming in, blocking and cutting, and now hitting the counter attack. Now we don't always have to hit a counter attack with a hand technique. It could also be a leg technique. All right, when we're talking about competitive kumite, if somebody is coming in at us, we can essentially lure them in, and we could use a front leg kick. Could be a back kick, or it could be a front leg hook kick. All right, but we can practice this on the bag. We cut to the backside, front leg hook, just like that. So that's a good example of a basic defensive counterattack with regard to competitive kumite. All right, so feel free to go ahead and put your own combinations together on both offense and defense. When you're on offense, don't forget to follow up. When you're on defense, don't forget about the counterattack. The very best fighters in various forms of martial arts, they're always, never miss a follow-up opportunity on offense. They don't ever miss a counterattack on defense. Make sure you don't either. I'll see you next time.